Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everyone. How is everyone doing? It's a hump day. 2 more days. 2 more days, gladiators in suits, until we finally get to the weekend. I can't wait for December. I can't wait for the vacations to happen, to start. It's been an exhausting past 3 months. Arguably the most exhausting of the year, which I'm not expecting. I wasn't expecting this because usually we slow down on December. November, December, we slow down for a bit because most of our clients are starting to shift into Christmas party mode rather than conducting trainings and workshops. But I guess it's a different year. We are not complaining because business is so doing well. We have a talk. Before it was on a daily basis. Now we almost have like 2 to 3 a day. So I'm not complaining about that. Okay. What's going to be our topic for tonight? Tonight's topic is communicating with foreigners at work. A lot of you have requested this, and I think it has something to do with how do you manage culture conflict and culture alignment? How do you set the expectations when someone is saying X and you're understanding it instead as Y? So we'll talk about those things in today's session. So it's going to be a communication uh, discussion for tonight. Okay. So can I do something different? I want to reward people who go to our live streams early. And so traditionally, I would give away some prizes halfway through the session. But this time, I'm going to be doing two things. I'll be giving away prizes right now, but I'm also going to be giving away some prizes later in the middle. This is just to reward people who go online immediately as we go online. Is that cool? Can I get the letter P as in prize, if you're ready with that? Loribet says hello. Thank you for joining our session. Okay, so what's going to be the prize? I would love to give away some tickets to our upcoming workshop. So every month, we conduct workshops at the SMX Convention Center. So for folks on... Wait, mali pala ang aking... Baliktarin ko lang aking camera. There you go. By the way, people are wondering what's on this side, my back. Yan, sa likod ko. These are books which we are going to sign. We have hundreds of books to sign for this week. So I want to give away tickets to our upcoming workshop. Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you are seeing them on the screen. And then for our participants who are on TikTok, I'm going to give away tickets for this. I'm going to give away tickets for the Leadership in Time of Hybrid Work Era. I'm going to give away tickets for the Boost Your Confidence and also for the Email Etiquette. Okay? The Leadership Workshop is happening tomorrow at the SMX Convention Center, Aura. And then the Boost Your Confidence and Email Etiquette and Business Writing workshops are happening on Saturday. Each ticket is worth $1,799. So I'll be giving away some free tickets if you get to answer my question. Okay? Bear in mind that this is only eligible for those who are in Metro Manila. If you happen to be outside, we're very sorry, but masasayang ang ticket. You can join if you plan to give this away to someone in Metro Manila instead. Okay? All good? Can I get the letter R if you're all ready? Domingo Osabel says hello from Angono, Rizal. Thank you. Laura Beth is also from Dubai. Thank you for joining our session. Okay, folks are ready now? Magtatanong ako, but my question is related to our workshops. Okay? So my question is, if you were listening, you will get this. What is the topic of our workshop tomorrow at the SMX Convention Center, which is happening from 9:30 in the morning until 12:30 in the afternoon? I need the complete title of the workshop. Okay? Whoever gets this right, I will give you 4 tickets. Okay? Mamimigay tayo ng 4 tickets. 4 tickets, that includes 2 winners on YouTube, 2 winners on LinkedIn, 2 winners on Facebook. And of course, because favorite natin si TikTok, we're just here for 10 minutes. We now have 1,000 likes. We're gonna give this away to 5 winners also on TikTok. Okay? I'll float this for a bit. Kailangan pa masagot nyo ang aking tanong. I need the complete title. What is the title of our workshop tomorrow at the SMX Convention Center? And if you're interested, you can get your tickets at johnyabbott.com/talks. Okay? Diyan po yan. You see that? Facebook folks, that is where the session where you can get your tickets. For those who are on TikTok, ayan, that is where the tickets can be purchased. And that's also the QR code if you guys are interested. Okay, so I think I already have lots of good answers here. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is leadership in the hybrid work era. So this is a workshop on how you can improve your ability to engage your people, whether it's online or off-site. Mamimigay na tayo ng ticket. TikTok folks, wait for a bit. Let me first call out the winners now on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. My first winner is Joanna De Leon. Congratulations. My second winner is Maria Divina, also from LinkedIn. Congratulations. My third winner is Rio Agra. Congratulations. My fourth winner is Joanna Naya De Leon. Ay, natawag ko na pala kanina. That's okay. My next winner is Kevin M. Congratulations, Kevin M. And then my last winner, this one's on YouTube, is M. Pos. M. Pos. Congratulations. Now, for TikTok, and by the way, sa mga nagtataka, how do I claim my prize, Jonathan? Well, for those who are wondering how can you claim your prize, let me type it now. Let me actually write it down. johnyabbott.com/free. Ayan. All the winners, could you please capture this? That's, sorry, bakit di makita yung letter J? Okay. That's letter JONYABUT.com. Winners, please claim your prize in this link. You have to submit your email address. Now, let me call the winners on TikTok. Aba, ang dami ng TikTok tonight. My 5 winners are, the first one is Yel, Y-E-L, as in with the sunflower on her name. The second winner is Lalisa. Congratulations, Lalisa. The third winner is AR. AR. Congratulations. The fourth winner is Angelo Duterte. Congratulations. And then the fifth winner, ladies and gentlemen, is JM Benitez. JM Benitez. Winners on TikTok. How do you claim your prize? That is the link. Could you please copy that? That is the link. There you go. Wait, by the way, I'm going to call this out. We have discovered that some people are typing in their names in our portal even if they did not win the tickets naman talaga. Umayos kayo, ha? So please be honest. Make sure that you have won because we will find out. And we have a good... I'm not the only one who's watching this. I have a team behind me who is doing the admin part. Okay? Oh, ayan. We're going to give another round of prizes later on. So thank you for your messages so far. Okay, so what's the topic for tonight? The topic for tonight is, how can I manage my ability to speak with foreigners? How can I make sure that they understand me? How can I understand some context clues? Are there things that I need to be concerned of? Why am I saying this, by the way? Because in today's world, when we are very globalized, and if you happen to be working for a multinational company, big chance that you have to be talking to someone who is from a different country. So how do you manage that? How do you succeed in your career? How do you make an impression? Especially if these folks perhaps are also your regional counterparts who have a higher position and are mobilizing an entire region. Okay? As usual, the topic is not cast in stone. You can still ask me questions related to your career. It could be about managing career crossroads, an issue with your manager, you want to quit your job, is it the right time to do it? All of these things we're going to be answering also these in tonight's session. Okay? Umpisahan ko na, ha. Domingo Osabel on YouTube is asking this question. Hi, John. My question is out of topic, which is fine. I am invited to be a guest speaker tomorrow at a virtual event. How can I ensure audience engagement, attention, and participation? Domingo, you're watching already what I'm doing. So I'm sure you have an idea. Never make it as a monologue. Don't make it look like it's a podcast. You have to keep on asking people how they feel. So let them type in the chat box every 15 minutes. Lagyan mo ng contest. Lagyan mo ng mga multiple choice so that they're always on the eyes. Eyes are always going to be on the screen. Okay? Sometimes you also have to exaggerate. Lalo yung boses mo. You have to make it more cheerful. You have to really sound like you're a DJ engaging an audience. Because if you're going to have a monotonous voice, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, I am here today, it's going to be boring and people will easily fall asleep. Okay? So thank you for that question. Okay? Folks, I'm inviting you now to also type your questions. CJ Sino is asking, is there any hope that the person who is not very talkative in a meeting will be promoted? Okay, two things. Number one, I agree that there is bias in many organizations, and that is if you happen to be more extroverted, you're perceived to be likable and you perceived to be more intelligent just because mas maingay ka. However, it's also been proven many times that introverts who are not often fond with speaking up will still get promoted. How so? It's the quality of what you say. You may not be speaking a lot, but every time you say something, it makes sense. It is the idea that people agree with. You can also, pwede mong bawiin, if you're into sending emails and written communication, that's where you can share a lot of your information. Okay? So I would say it is not impossible, but in many organizations, and it will depend on the organizations, it can be improbable also. Four tickets ba per winner? Yes. I need to highlight all the winners a while ago. You are each going to win 4 tickets. 4 tickets. So I need to get 4 names. Kung wala po kayong makita, because obviously tomorrow na po ito, and I totally understand that you may not be available, then you can transfer the tickets to someone else who can attend. I need to remind you, this is already tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Okay? 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The session is leadership in the hybrid work era. Okay, Chris Paul is asking on TikTok, how do you gain confidence to talking and reaching out with colleagues who are foreigners for work? Chris Paul naman, inulit mo lang yung tanong ko eh. That's the title of our workshop. We're answering that question as we go along. So I will prefer, Chris Paul, you give me a specific question. Okay? Because this is exactly what's written in the billboard. Okay? Give me specific questions instead, because I will give you a lot of tips as we go along. Okay. May isa akong question dito. 𝗪𝗀𝗵𝗀𝗀 says, hello, good evening. Thank you for also joining us, by the way. My question dito si AMC from YouTube. Okay, AMC says, John, I have colleagues who come from the northern part of Asia. It is really very hard for me to understand them. And so sometimes kahit hindi ko naiintindihan, yes na lang ako ng yes, only to find out that we were not able to understand each other. What are your tips? Okay, I totally agree. And sometimes we can be very snobbish about this as Filipinos because our accent is more neutral or our accent is more Americanized. And somehow you have a tendency to feel superior and you tell to yourself, bayan, yung kanyang English, di ko maintindihan. Masyadong manipis, masyadong matulis, masyadong mataas, for example. So what I usually do is I try to listen. And then after I was able to get the gist of the idea, I will repeat that same idea and say, did I get it right? Can you please tell me if I was able to capture what you said? What you said was A, B, and C. And then you give them a yes or no. And then if they do, then that's good. If they don't, let them expound further. Tip number 2, it doesn't hurt na kapag alam mo na ito yung kausap mo lagi-lagi na lang, if you know that you will be talking to this person for many, many months and many, many weeks, and you know that they are very crucial to your success, sometimes you have to learn their accent. Okay? You have to learn their accent. The way they do their letter R, their letter T's, their letter B. Sometimes it helps. And even once you start talking to them using the same accent, they will also understand you better. Without, of course, losing your own identity. Because I like my accent. I don't want to speak like the other accents of other nationalities as well. Okay? Anton says, magandang gabi. Thank you for joining our session also. Sabi ni Jasmine, you're such a blessing. Oh, really? Thank you. Salamat po. Okay, I have another question here. This one's from TikTok. This is from Mary Jane Balboa. So sabi ni Mary Jane, should I get offended, Sir John, if someone corrects my pronunciation? Okay? Sometimes I feel inferior because they speak better English than I do, but I try my best. Okay. Number one, it's not our fault if we have our own accent because this is not our language. And neither should we impose to ourselves that we are inferior just because we don't speak the English as much as others would do, especially if they are British or Americans or Canadians or Australians, right? So never assume that you are inferior because this is just the world order. Nagkataon lang talaga na English yung naging popular, right? If nagkataon na Chinese ang pinaka-popular, they're also gonna end up laughing at other people, right? So take it as an idea that ganito talaga eh, right? You can't do anything about it. English is the lingua franca for business, but that doesn't mean that you're less of a person. You are you. In fact, be proud because you even probably know more languages that they do. Some of these people only know one language. And it's scientifically proven that if you speak more than one language, if you speak two or three, you're relatively smarter because you're able to explain the world in different languages also. Okay? If someone corrects your pronunciation, here's what I do. When someone corrects my pronunciation, I said, "Oh, thank you for letting me know." Okay? Thank you for letting me know. And then sabihin ko lang na, oh, my cute Filipino accent is getting into the way. Ganun lang. So I don't get bothered. I don't feel inferior. It's just who I am. Okay? It's not my fault if I was not born into a country that happens to speak naturally in English. For as long as you're able to understand and the people understand you without being too much of an inconvenience. Too much inconvenience meaning it's like 20 minutes and they still don't know what you're saying. Hindi naman tayo ganun, di ba? Most Filipinos were able to speak English properly, or at least they're able to get by with what we're saying. As long as that functionality is present, you'll be fine. Don't let them get into your head. You're more than what you know in the English language. You're more than knowing what English is. Your personality, your identity, and your worth as a human being is not defined by the language that you have mastered in life. You're more than that. Okay, please remember, you're way more than that. Do not reduce your importance just because you're not able to speak the language fluently. Okay? Oh, I like this question from Domingo. How do you properly deliver a joke to a foreigner? I believe humor helps. I agree. If you're able to crack a joke and people laugh at it, in fact, it's not just about building a better relationship. People perceive you to be smarter. Okay? So sabi niya, I believe humor helps me to build a connection with our client even on a casual talk. If your clients are Americans, you will have an idea what the humor is of Americans. And just by watching a lot of stand-up comedies from Americans, you'll be able to get by. If the person is coming from a different culture that you may be unfamiliar, I would recommend wag muna magpatawa, wag muna mag-crack ng joke because it might be something that's offensive to their culture. I would err to the side of caution. The British, even if they speak in English, their humor is relatively drier. The same thing for Australians, I think. Ang Americans, Americans are more into deprecation. They like humiliating people's identity. They like calling out people's clothes, people's food, people's looks. Diba? So some are different. So there is no hard fast rule here, but you have to be very sensitive. And sometimes if it's your first time to meet them, wag muna mag-crack ng joke, especially if you're still feeling through the relationship. Okay, Juancho the Diva, Sir, bakit kapag foreign accent, understanding tayo, kapag Pinoy accent, tinatawanan? Well, let's backtrack. There is a historical reason for this. And our mindset, it was instilled to us by the Americans that if you happen to know the language, you are more learned, you're more educated. And so you're therefore superior, which I understand that in today's world remains to be the situation. Kapag nakapag-aral ka sa isang pribadong school or university, English became a very important subject to learn. And so kapag magaling ka mag-Ingles at Americanize ang iyong accent, you're following exactly the same accent as it is, people look up to you. But if you happen to speak with a Filipino accent, you switch your B and V, your P and F, right? Or we strongly stress the last syllable. So you can say nationalization versus nationalization, di ba? I'm guilty of that, and I don't mind as long as I can be understood by people also. But that for me is the colonial mentality of most people, which I disagree with, but it's hard to also take that out from people's mindset. So this is something that we have to slowly take out a as a society, as a nation. Okay. Also, we understand that the foreign accent or the English accent of Americans is the standard, and the British accent also can be the standard. Domingo saying daw, our clients are Canadians and I observed that they are too formal even on casual talk. You know, Canadians are very different to Americans. Americans can be very casual. They can even move their hands. They can even do this during meetings, for example. Canadians are different. Canadians are, I think, are much more reserved than the Americans. So I would err on the side of formality if that's the case. Okay. Christine Joy Santos is asking here on LinkedIn. John, I have noticed that no matter how hard I try to build rapport with my foreign colleagues, I still find it very challenging. After asking how are you and they respond, I sometimes get lost and feel pressured to react appropriately. Any tips on this? I will discourage asking general questions such as how are you or how's the weather, because foreigners are very aware that these are usually making some small talk and it might not sound authentic. So if you want to make some relationship, if you really want to build some rapport, ask specific questions. So for example, I would ask if I want to build some rapport. Kunyari lang, this one is French. I would ask a specific question like, you know what? I'm a big fan of croissants. Like croissant with butter and jam and coffee is like it's so orgasmic. I would use that adjective. I would say something like that to a French, and I would say, is it also very popular in France, or is it just something that a lot of foreigners like? Okay. And that specific question forces them to share something about themselves. And they will say something like, you know, as a French, I think it's a good bread. I think it's our national bread, blank, blank, and blank. So now it becomes more authentic, it becomes more natural, and it sends a message that you're asking because you are genuinely interested to know more about the person rather than you're making some small talk because you don't like the awkward silence. Okay? Second school of thought. If the person is still not budging in, hindi kumakagat, just choose your battles. There are some foreigners talaga na they see you as a different person. You're just not part of my community because you don't look like me or because I think you will never understand me. So I leave it at that. Okay. Ayan, Hoy Divina says also, what did you get for lunch is my go-to response. I will push that. I will even say, what is the typical lunch that you guys eat in your country? So that sparks curiosity and it makes the foreigner speak more about themselves rather than you sharing about themselves. Remember, the number one rule when making some small talk, let the person talk. Everyone likely loves to talk about themselves. So let them do more talking and you more listening. And then as you go along, you can share more about yourself, of course, from time to time, but let them speak. Okay? Let them feel the energy. Let them enjoy the microphone and the stage. Okay, Apuhin on YouTube is asking, hi John, I'm a beginner in a leadership position. I was appointed as the team's interim leader. Any suggestions for my initial actions priorities? Get to know your people one by one. If you can, schedule a 30-minute. Kung hindi yan 100 people, kunyari 20 lang yan or 15, make the time. Meet them each for 30 minutes, understand who they are, their beginnings, their motivations, what are their aspirations, what was the one thing that they told their former boss that you'd like them to know so that you can continue whatever it is. Small things such as, meron ka palang isang direct report, umaasa na ma-promote, pero biglang napalitan ng boss, ikaw na yung bagong boss, and they feel concerned that their promotion will not continue. So make them feel assured that you are going to continue what was already installed. Okay? Your people will appreciate that. Relationships must be built on your first 2 weeks at work, so that speed is dependent now on trust. It's not dependent on penalties or incentives, or you have to do this because your company is getting you paid for this. Croissant, sabi ni Juancho. Joji, any do's and don'ts for Chinese workmates? I can't give much. Because I haven't much interface with mainland Chinese. I've had a lot of interface mostly with Malaysian Chinese and Singaporean Chinese. No? If ever I will answer this from a generic point of view, I think that the universal language when talking to other people is food. Can I get the letter F if you agree? Food. Share something. Ask them about their food, because everyone loves to brag about their own cuisine. And then on one hand, suggest to them what they think they should eat in the Philippines. Okay? Build on that. You'll never go wrong with food. Okay. Hendrik is asking, I'm a broker specialist in real estate. How can I get a client most of the time through online? Okay, ibang topic na to, Hendrik, but let me answer this quickly. If you happen to be a salesperson, you have to limit and curate the things that you're going to say. You cannot promise everything to the customer because the customer will forget. Stop asking questions like, Ma'am, ito po yung aming produkto. Pinakamabango, pinakamatagal, pinakamabilis, pinakamura. And then you keep on saying everything. You want to become everything to everyone, and your customer does not remember. On the first 5 to 10 minutes, ask questions to the customer. What are you looking for? What is the intention for buying this? Are you buying this with someone? Is this a gift? The more you ask this question, the more you can customize what to offer to them in the end. Okay? Wag lang bala ng bala, tira ng tira. You have to ask who the person is. Customization is the name of the game. What I like, John Vox, I'm also an Airbnb host, and I'm so thankful because I've earned a lot. I live in BGC, so every time, kunwari, December, grabe, share ko lang. Number one, I'm very blessed kasi yung aming condominium dito sa BGC, pumapayag ng Airbnb kasi some condos don't. So, Christmas and New Year, yung apartment ko, pumapalo pa minsan ng 10,000 to 12,000 pesos per night. Normally kasi around 5,000, 6,000 lang yan on a daily basis. But kapag Christmas or New Year, and kunyari ako, I'll be out of the country for the Christmas season. So, feeling ang saya-saya ko kasi bayad na yung aking hotel abroad. Right? So, John Vox is asking now, speaking of Airbnb, I'm an Airbnb host, how to deal with foreigners with a lot of suggestions about your condo unit. The easiest way is to say, thank you for that suggestion. I'll keep that in mind. So that you're telling them, I appreciate that you have taken the time to observe and I will consider it, but you're not over-promising that you will also do it because not all suggestions need to be taken. Some suggestions are born out of taste, not out of necessity. Okay? So, that's better rather than being quiet. Kasi baka naman sometimes, if you're silent and they see you in scene zone, they might think, ang snobbish naman ito, hindi man lang nag-reply sa aking suggestions. So, the one thing that they will at least appreciate is you took the time to listen to their suggestion kasi because they also took the time to observe and to write. If they don't care about it, they would not have written these suggestions. Okay? Nag-tutor po ba kayo ng English subject? Sabi ni Maria, no, I did not. I finished economics for my university. What if your colleagues are mocking and laughing at your accent? What's the best thing to do? Shrug it off. People will laugh at you, but if you're getting the job done, there's nothing else that you can do. Okay? Bawi tayo in other things in life. Okay? You can confront these people and tell them that you're not feeling good about their mockery, but people will still speak behind your backs and let them be. Okay? Your job is not to be affected by how they feel about you. And remember, the more you give in to how people make you feel, the more you can be manipulated and controlled by others. So shrug it off. Okay. We thank you. We had 4,400 likes now on TikTok. So thank you for that. Sino po, sir, ano po pwede gawing practice kapag di ka sanay mag-speak in public? Record yourself. Record yourself in front of the camera. Watch that recording over and over again. Magugulat ka, ang dami mong ginagawa na hindi mo napapansin, ginagawa mo pala. Your eyebrows, your eyes, your hands, your lips, and you'll be conscious about this. You'll become a better speaker because now you understand how your body sound, how your body moves, and how your voice sounds. I would also choose 2 or 3 friends who can give me honest feedback. And I'm gonna choose friends na kahit masakit pakinggan, I will let them say it to me because sometimes the truth hurts and it's the only way to be better. Or, i-record mo sarili mo, i-send mo sa video ang recording na yon to your friends and let them watch it for a few minutes. Okay, Adventurous is asking, how do you answer a question? What can you say about me from a Canadian interviewer if he hasn't done anything? If someone asks me what can you say about me, I will say, I can't say much about you because it's my first time to see you. Right? I can tell you that you're wearing blue. You seem to have taken a bath this morning and you're ready and cheerful, but that's the only thing that I can say. Otherwise, there's nothing else that I can share. I would be very frank about that because otherwise, why are you asking me this question? Doesn't make sense. 𝗂𝗶𝘁𝗵 is asking on Facebook. Let's answer this. Hi, John. I'm working as a senior manager and I do feel that this is already the farthest I can climb in the corporate ladder because I noticed that the management only promotes expatriates and non-Filipino employees. Your thoughts? Uy, I'm gonna be frank and honest about this. Okay? Unfortunately, and I've seen this many times, unfortunately, there are certain countries wherein talagang may ceiling ang mga Pinoy. Alam nyo na to, guys. In the Middle East, there are a lot of bosses and there are a lot of companies who unfortunately relegate us up to only this position. I don't know which country you're referring to, Poy. But from my experience, unfortunately, in the Middle East, they do that. Ang Pinoy, hanggang middle manager lang. Kailangan yung pinaka-boss, kahit ikaw pa yung mas magaling, kailangan puti. Or kailangan, for example, the local. And fine, I can totally understand if you'd like to implement that, but I disagree with the reason behind it, and that is you are promoting people not based on merit, but based on the color of their skin, and that you have judged them already. Okay? So, Poy, if you are in this situation and you think you can afford to do more, if you think you can do more and you'll be excited to do more, then you don't deserve this company. Of course, it's easier said than done kasi hindi basta-bastang makahanap ng trabaho sa ibang kumpanya. So you have 2 options. Accept the fact that this is the fate, that this is your situation. That's one. Just continue being good in what you do. Or number 2, hustle more and look for a company wherein you know that the culture is all about who's the best, not what is your nationality, for example. Okay? We're going to be giving away another batch of prizes later on. So I'm going to call out participants na. If you have not yet shared this live stream, please do so because the second round of prizes required that you have to share this live stream on your feed so that we can call you as an eligible winner. Okay? So please share. I hope you start sharing our live stream on your feed. Okay, let's answer another one. This one's from LinkedIn. From Marianne Orden. Question of Marianne. John, I have 2 bosses, one Filipino and one British. Sometimes it gets challenging during meetings when their perspectives and ideas differ. That leads to tension sometimes. Okay. First of all, Marianne, I'm curious, why do you have 2 bosses instead? Because usually we only have one and the other is likely a dotted line. Okay. Let me know what's the reason for that. And then she continues, they often ask for my opinion on their viewpoints. It can be tough for me to express my thoughts because both of them have valid points and that I might be good for the other and wrong for the other. So I usually end my input by suggesting a compromise. Okay, Marianne, I don't think you should put a compromise here. What I think is, in order for you, kasi ito yung habol mo eh. I think what you're trying to identify here is you don't want to make it look like you're siding only with one party, but you also don't want to look like you can't make decisions on your own. So what I would do is I would tell both the pros and cons of each person's suggestion. person A and person B. Sabi mo, person A, I think it's good because of blank. However, I also think it may not be good because of blank. And then I also tell about person B. And then after you've given the pros and cons for each, that I think gives you the license that you can now decide why. You have just told them that you based it on a criteria. You were not siding because fellow Filipino mo siya. You're not siding because he happens to be older, for example. You had a basis for it. Okay? Tina Malyari is asking, Hi, John. I am working. She's asking from Facebook. I am working as a chef here in Australia. How will you handle if yung kamukha mong Pinoy ang nag-mock on you, ang kamukha mong Pinoy ang nag-mock on how you speak English? Shrug them off. Okay? Sometimes, I will also do this. Parang gagawa ko ng isang K-drama scene. I will confront them at one point and I will make sure that this is probably the first and the last time I will confront them and I will say, ano ba problema mo? Right? Why does it make you feel insecure if I'm speaking with a different accent? Does it hurt you? Right? Does it make you feel bad? Nangihina ka ba? Natatawa ka ba? What's your problem? Okay? Kung tayo na nga lang yung Pinoy dito, ako pang imamak mo, dapat tayong dalawa magkakampi. Dapat tayong dalawa, we support each other. Right? And I'm not the only Filipino who speaks like this. Lahat ng kababayan mo back in the Philippines also speak like this. So, kung kinakahiya mo ko, that means one thing. Kinakahiya mo ang iyong sarili also. I will confront him like that. Can I get an exclamation mark kung okay ba ang aking acting? Pwede na ba? Pwede na, no? I will confront that person like that once and last. And I will make sure that he will remember that confrontation. Okay? Because sometimes I agree that shrugging can work, but sometimes shrugging can mean that you are guilty and that you're silent about it because you agree. Sometimes you have to confront them. Again, choose your battles muna, ha? Sometimes confrontation may not also be the good thing. It depends on the personality of this other person. Okay, I like this question from Glenn Romel. How do you build rapport as a newly appointed leader, first-timer leader, to a team that consists of different age, young, old, foreign, and local? What to do in the first few weeks and months? So same thing, Glenn, get to know each one of them. Each one of them. And sometimes, when you talk to them one by one, lalabas ang kanilang mga issues. When you spend 30 minutes over coffee, lalabas yung issues nila na, alam mo sir, si ganito po, di ko siya type. Alam niyo po sir, si ganito. Usually, you will get the feel of the entire team just by talking to them one-on-one. You have to establish relationship. You cannot address them only as an entire team. You have to address them one by one. Relationships matter from a leadership perspective. Okay, another one. Anton Mon, same thing, ulitin ko lang sagot ko. Sabi niya, Coach, I'm in the multi-cross-cultural environment workplace. Any advice on dealing with different languages? Number one, and I did this when I was a leader and I had people with different languages. I told them, if we are meeting as an entire team, number one rule, we should not be speaking in our local languages that alienates others. Pag may katabi kang fellow Pinoy, you should not be speaking in Tagalog. You should still be speaking in English because we want everyone in the team to understand each other. Okay? That's one. Para safe space tayo, para may transparency. Kasi usually, the moment you start speaking in your own language, it means what? You don't want them to understand what you're saying because it might be something that is offensive. Okay? That's one. Number two, sometimes in multicultural organizations, it matters to have a strong culture of writing because it's in writing where you can make people understand what you're trying to say better. This does not mean that you should deprioritize the skill of public speaking. That's not my point. You should still. But kailangan magaling ang mga tao at mabilis ang mga tao magsulat on email or on text so that we do not miss any concerns just because there's a difference in accent. And number three, Anton, I mentioned this a while ago, but I will repeat it. If you cannot understand someone because they have a different accent, repeat what they said based on what you understood and ask them, yes or no, is this what you were trying to say a while ago? Rephrase it, modify it, make it shorter, and then let them confirm. Hi, sir. If you are just an average in everything, this is asked by Gmark on TikTok. I'm gonna digress muna the topic. Hi, sir. If you are just an average in everything, how will you know where you are good at? Okay, number one, if you know that you are an average in everything, your mindset is you will never be good on anything. Okay? How do we know if we're good on something? If a lot of people are calling us out and saying, John, ang galing mo naman. If you have an audience who listens to you for that specific topic or skill. Okay? Number three, take a different personality. And that is, you may not be good in this skill right now, but you know that you can be good at it in 6 months or 1 year. Have that vision. And sometimes the future version of us can already be a existing or current versions of us. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of waiting. It's just a matter of upskilling. Okay? But ako lagi, my basis is, I think I'm good in something if people are asking for my own advice. Ba? If people trust you that when they ask you about, John, what do you think of this? It means that they respect your opinion. You probably are an expert, or people perceive you that you're an expert in it. Okay, Joshua Aguirre is asking, John, I'm the breadwinner of my family and have been supporting them ever since. Nakakapagod din pala. Tell me about it. Been thinking of going abroad so I can live my life alone for now. The only thing is that I may only be making the same amount of money abroad or here. I don't know what to do. Relatively, you can make more money, especially if you're earning in a higher currency country. So I would prefer that you choose a country with a better currency. Right? I'll give an example, and I've seen a documentary about this. There are a lot of people who teach in Thailand, specifically English, but because the peso and the baht are almost the same, ang kanilang kinikita is also, as they feel, also the same as if they taught in the Philippines. The only difference is that there are more opportunities in Thailand because mas madaming international schools than in the Philippines, for example. So again, it depends on what your priorities are. From the way you wrote it, it seems that money is a very important issue. So dapat ang top priority mo is choose countries with better currencies, very strong currencies, Europe, Australia, United States, etc. Also, that will depend on your job, diba? If you have a good paying job in the Philippines and then you move to a different country, they will impose different restrictions. They will impose different requirements. And sometimes a senior level position in the Philippines, for them, because you happen to be Asian or they happen to not think that you're leadership material, they think you're only a junior material for the position. Okay, applying for a job that I have no experience with, can I get the job? Impossible, no. Improbable, yes. Because if I was the recruiter, I will prioritize betting on people who already had experience. Okay? So what do you do if you don't have experience? Before you even apply, try to get experience forehand. So kunyari, taga-sales ka, lilipat ka sa marketing and you want to do marketing, dapat sa sales pa lang, may mga activities ka na or mga projects na may kinalaman kay marketing. Para you can tell the recruiter, even if I did not have a marketing position in the past, here is what I've done in my current position. Ako nag-manage ng events. Ako nag-post ng flyers. I know how to use Canva. I know how to do marketing campaigns. I understand the algorithm of social media. So I can trust and I can bet on you. Versus, gagamitin mo lang kami para matuto kang mag-marketing. Gagawin mo kaming stepping stone. I don't want that. I prefer to work with someone who has more experience and a lot of them are applying anyway. I'd rather work with these people. Okay? When do you know if it's the right time to quit? Ooh, may I ask you, you can see a lot of our videos on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook. Marami kami mga live sessions about quitting, but off the bat, I would quit if whatever problem you have, you know that it will not progress in the next 6 months or 1 year. Kahit pa you ask from help from HR, from other people. I'll give an example. You have a long-standing conflict with your boss who hates you. And you know that this could not be given any remedy. Lahat ginawa mo na. This boss is not going to mentor you. This boss is going to sabotage perhaps your evaluation. So you will not progress and you will not be mentored. It might be a good time to leave. Another reason, you're not happy you are mentally exhausted. It's the only thing you think about in the morning. It's the only thing you think about before you sleep at night. Okay? We don't work. We don't live so we can work. We work so we can live. Because living is the more important part, not the working part. Classica, what is unconscious bias and how can you avoid it if you're a manager? What is unconscious bias? These are things na nakalapat na sa utak natin, hindi natin napapansin, it becomes natural for us. I'll give an example. May unconscious bias tayo na kapag babae, manganganak, mabubuntis, therefore unproductive, which is not true all the time. Right? Another example na unconscious bias, mukha siyang bata. Therefore, wala siyang ganung kadaming alam. And then when you realize that the moment the person speaks, madami pala siyang alam. So, ginudge mo na siya agad. That's unconscious bias. Okay? Another unconscious bias. You have two applicants. One is a foreigner, the other is local. Nagkataon lang, mas matangkad, mas mabango tignan, feeling mo mas magaling ito, and then you realize the attitude is not. Why? Because you have colonial mentality, you tend to prefer the foreigner than the local, for example. That's unconscious bias. So one way to manage unconscious bias is to ask yourself, is this how other people would do it? Okay? If I were in the position of the applicant, if I were in the position being judged, will I find it fair if I would behave like this? And if your answer is no, you're likely applying unconscious bias. Okay? Okay, team, let's give away some prizes now because we are the last part of this session. The next thing I want to give away is I want to give away tickets to 2 workshops. This time, dalawa ha. I want to give away tickets to our November 25 Saturday session, which is morning session, boost your confidence, public speaking and presenting. The afternoon session is email etiquette and business writing. The ticket is worth 3,600 pesos. So whoever wins, I'm gonna give you each 2 tickets. May extrang isa para meron kang pwedeng isama. Okay? We will choose winners from TikTok, from Facebook, from LinkedIn, and also YouTube. And if you guys are ready, can you please give me a letter R? Bearing in mind that the only way to be eligible to join this online contest is that you have to share this on your feed. This live stream, you have to share it on your feed. Please do that. And by the way, i-ask ko naman yung ating mga taga-Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Mahiya naman kayo. Tignan nyo si TikTok, 9,500 likes na kami. Kayo, siyam lang. 9,000 versus 9, ano nangyari? Please give us some likes, give us some hearts. We will appreciate that. That's the only way that we can get more and better algorithm on social media. Facebook folks, YouTube folks, LinkedIn folks, will you please do that? Langya kayo, buti pa yung mga taga-TikTok. Tapos nagreklamo kayo, ba't mas madami ang prices ni TikTok? Kasi mas maganda ang mga tao sa TikTok. Diba? They patronize us better. O ayan, 10,000 likes na kami sa TikTok. Diba? Kayo, 15 pa lang. Walang hiya kayo. Okay, you guys are ready? Shall we start? By the way, people are asking, John, what if I'm not in Metro Manila? We'd like to invite you to catch us for our online courses instead. We have online courses available in our website, johnyabbott.com, and you can go to online courses portion. Okay? We have 1.5-hour courses available 24/7. Public speaking, business writing, leadership, and the like. Okay, if you guys are ready, I'm gonna ask a question again. Ready na po ba tayo? Yes, ready na? Okay. On November 25, sa ating topic, sa ating workshop, Boost Your Confidence, we will talk about the fear of public speaking, and we will give you some tips and tactics on how to overcome your fear of public speaking. The ticket is worth 3,600 pesos per person if you take the whole day session. And my question is this: what do you call the fear of public speaking? What do you call the fear of public speaking? I'll give you time to type your answers in the chat box. And whoever gets this right, we will call out your name and you can win your prizes. Okay? What do you call the fear of public speaking? Okay? Hindi po siya stage fright. If it's a fear, it means it's a very intense feeling of anxiety. And it always ends with phobia. Blank phobia. What is that? What do you call? Yung iba, mag-Google search na lang tayo para tama ang inyong mga sagot. Okay? All right. I have finally gotten the correct answers from the participants. Let's call out the winners. This again, November 25, huh? Folks on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, kung nakataka kayo, these are the topics that we're gonna be sharing. Yan po. You see that? This one. That is boost your confidence. Also pa pala, let me just mention this. November 29 is our Level Up Your Social Media Marketing. If you're interested in to understand social media algorithms, paano ba maging viral ang mga posts, etc. We're gonna help you with that as well. November 29, also at the SMX Convention Center. Okay, my winners are the following. My first winner is Neil Talavera. Congratulations, Neil Talavera. My second winner is Poy Shena. Aba, si Poy, laging nananalo ha. Congratulations. My third winner is Joshua Aguirre. Congratulations. My fourth winner is JC Lin from YouTube. Congratulations. My next winner, last winner on Facebook is Daria Barcelon. Congratulations. Ay, wait. O sige na nga, pagibigyan kita, Daria, ha? One last time. Dapat glosso yan, ha? Hindi glossophobia. I will assume that that was a typographical error lang. Okay? And then the last winner on YouTube is Anton Mon, which is also glossophobia. Uy, last na lang pala, kasi LinkedIn pala to. The last winner on LinkedIn is Maria Divina, letter N. Congratulations. I think you also won the tickets kanina. Okay? Now, let's call out the winners on TikTok. We are going to call out 5 winners on TikTok. The winners are the following. And by the way, while that's happening, yung mga nanalo po sa Facebook, LinkedIn, at YouTube, I am typing now the link. Please check the chat box and you will now see the link that you need to click so you can enter your email address so we can contact you. Okay? Winners on TikTok, sino nga ba? These are, first one, Mazzini, Mazzini, Mazzini. My second winner is Andy Baltores. Congratulations, Andy Baltores. Third winner is Joms Ogapay. Joms Ogapay, congratulations. Fourth winner, hoy kayo ha, hindi nga po glossophobia, it's glossophobia. Okay, glossophobia. Fourth winner, okay, Joen Pulids. Joen Pulids. And finally, the last winner is, let me ask, kasi sabi ko may nauna raw kanina ng glossophobia. Teka lang ha, let me just call it out. May isa pa akong nakita eh. Wait, let me... Ayan, okay. The last one is Lalisa. Congrats. Ayan, nauna daw siya kasi, oo nga naman, I skipped that part. Sorry. Lalisa. Congratulations to all the winners. For those who won on TikTok, how do you claim your prize? Please enter this website, johnyabut.com/free. johnyabut.com/free. Okay, ayan. Sabi ni Poy, thank you, John. I just purchased your SOCMED workshop for my team on November 29 naman. Okay. So you also purchased. Well, you can also add, if you ever have more people coming in, you can also add. Okay. Thank you. Oh, my dogs are shouting now. They have to be walked na. Okay. Last na lang. Let's ask a last set of folks before we cap off the night. Okay, sabi dito sa TikTok by @𝘄𝗶𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗀. Sabi niya, Sir John, hindi po ba kayo napapagod? Kakatok nyo lang kanina sa amin, tapos may pa-live ulit kayo. I do get tired, but I love what I do. And sometimes when you love what you do, you don't feel the exhaustion. Sometimes you feel it only later na. Okay? But I try to take good care of myself. Kaya laging may gym, laging may exercise, laging may dogs na kasama, for example. Okay, Anton is asking, pwede bang ipasa ito sa iba na nasa Pinas? Yes. For all who won, if you are unable to attend, please take note that you can transfer the tickets to someone else. Okay? Transfer the tickets to someone else. Ayan. Sabi ni 𝘄𝗶𝗵𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 separately so you can transfer your tickets instead. Oh, ayan, maraming mga naghihingi. Maraming humihingi ng tickets. Okay. Love your energy, John. Thank you. Naka-Red Bull yan. No, wala akong Red Bull today. I try to avoid because that kind of is too much, no? If you drink it every day. I'm on coffee though. Okay, another question. Sir John, ubos na po ang inyong single taken or building my empire sa National Bookstore in Cubao branch. Super branch po ito sa my gateway. Lagyan niyo po ng stock. Sorry. We will call our distributor for that. Thank you for calling us out. For those who are wondering, by the way, these are our books. 2 of our books. This is From Grit to Great. We also have Everything Will Be Alright, available in National Bookstore. This is our first book, bestseller in 4 weeks at National Bookstore as well. Non-fiction category. Bestseller also in Malaysia in MPH and Kinokuniya way back. So thank you for getting copies as well. Each book is 399 pesos. Okay? You can also get them in Lazada, in Shopee, and you can also go to our yellow basket on TikTok. Feel na feel kong online seller talaga ako, no? Okay? Oh, ayan. Sabi ni Lisa, private message me if you guys want tomorrow's seminar or tickets. Ayan. Si AR din daw. 1 for tickets. From Wyatt, sabi ni James. You know, James, we're also going to be doing another session for your other teams. I think December 11 or 12. So thank you. I love, grabe, alam nyo, I did a talk for Wyatt, the one that creates milk, yung Pro Meal tsaka S26. Grabe, ang gaganda at ang gagwapo ng mga salespeople nila, na starstruck talaga ako. I also had a great time. They were very enthusiastic with our workshop. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's take 2 more questions. Okay, balik tayo sa topic natin about conversing and communicating with foreigners. This question is from TikTok again. This is from 𝘧𝗫𝗫𝗵. 𝘧𝗫𝗫𝗵 is asking on TikTok, John, is it okay to use emojis when I am talking to foreigners? I often put a lot of smileys, but the foreigners do not put back the smiley when they reply. What does this mean? Okay. I think Filipinos are very fond of smileys, and most of us see it as something that's normal. But please take note that for other cultures, they don't use a lot of smileys. In fact, some cultures might think that you are flirting. Some people think that you might be immature. So I would strongly recommend, if you don't have yet any relationship with someone, with this person at work, don't add your emojis yet. I think you can do smileys. When I say smileys, like the traditional colon with a letter, with the close parenthesis. But adding smileys like meron kang pa-pray, meron kang pa etc., I don't think you can use that yet on emails. Because emails are more formal. Can you use that in chat? Perhaps. I often do that even to people that I'm only talking to, because the chat creates an environment that it can be more casual. So it's forgivable on Viber, it's forgivable on WhatsApp, but I think you should refrain from adding too many emojis on emails, especially when there are too many people, especially top level, who might be there. Again, don't get me wrong, pakiramdaman nyo, kasi kung kilala mo naman itong CEO nyo and it's very casual, then I think you should. But I would refrain from typing too many emojis, because you're not supposed to be putting a lot of emotions in the first place on your email. We want to keep it as transactional as possible also. Nala ko pala, my Australian friend told this to me. Sabi niya, why do you Filipinos put a lot of smileys? Or, you know, when the tongue is sticking out like that, sabi niya, I find it very unprofessional. Or sometimes I think that the girl is flirting with me when she types too many smileys. So that's when that for me affirms the fact that we're not on the same boat. iba ang tingin ng Pinoy sa emojis versus a foreigner. So to err in the side of caution, I strongly recommend don't add it unless you have built a good relationship. You've worked with this person for many years already. Oh, okay. John, I work at a Japanese company. Can you share some tips on how to understand them? You know what? I wish my brother is here because he worked there for 3 years. How they work, how their culture, as well as how they can understand how Filipinos work. PS, they are having a hard time to communicate in English since it's not their first language. The Japanese folks at work are very hierarchical. Hierarchical meaning whoever is the big boss is given a lot of credence, is given a lot of time to speak up. They're also not vocal in meetings, I've noticed. Meaning, meetings are usually for sharing information, but they will not make a decision in the meeting itself. They will usually affirm if it's a yes or no after the meeting, and they will send it via email. And usually because they are still looking for an interpreter to craft their email as well. So take it with a grain of salt. Don't think that they are rude people just because they did not come up with a decision during the meeting. It must be because they did not fully understand you, so they need extra time to think about it until they can come up with a decision also. Okay? They're also very methodical. The process is as important as the results, I've noticed. Yan. The second one, I think you should be more well-versed in written communication kapag kausap ang mga Japanese because even if you speak it slowly, they might not understand. So, masanay kayo kung kaya to use written communication na kayang i-translate because you can cut and paste English text into Japanese text. Okay? Ganito ako before, when I was in AirAsia and we've worked with a lot of the Japanese, mas madami kaming text message kesa sa mga meetings kasi mas nakakaintindihan kami kasi kaya na lang i-Google Translate lahat ng sinusulat. Okay, si Aesthetic, medyo nakukulitan ako sa question niya. Sabi niya, anong pagkakaiba ng sales at ng marketing? Sales is where you sell it. Okay? Marketing is how you sell it. So for example, this is a mouse. It is wireless. It's only priced this much. Sales is, I will place this in the department store. I will place it with a discount using your credit card. If you want to buy it, I will place it in Lazada and Shopee. So it's the venue for selling it. That's mostly sales. Okay? Marketing is more on how you portray the product to people. Okay, what else? I think we can take one more question. No? Isa na lang. May game pa po ba? Na Corona tapos na because we gave away the prizes already a while ago. I will tomorrow kasi ano no. Naku, I cannot promise tomorrow if I can go online because I have dinner. We'll try. Okay? I think I will try baka sa Friday. Ayoko na mag-promise kasi I do not fulfill my promises eh. And people na inaaway ako kapag hindi ka po nag-online kagabi. Naghintay po ako sa inyo. So sorry. Sometimes it's really the busyness as well. Okay. Okay. I like this question, by the way. Jared, thank you for the rose. Question again. This is from Melanie. Melanie Marquez. Wow. Ito ba ang nanay ni Michelle D. Marquez? Okay. Melanie Marquez is asking on TikTok as well. John, ayoko sagutin to, pero I will read your question. Sabi niya, who for you are the most difficult foreigners to work with and who for you are the easiest to deal with? Ayoko sumagot ng hardest, even if I have an answer because it's a public. So I want to be politically correct. But I will say instead, sino yung pinakagusto kong kausap? I don't know. This is just me. But when an Asian happens to be educated, not just in their local country, but has traveled and has been educated abroad, they're very open-minded. They see the world in different lens. They have that Asian mindset, but they have a global point of view. So sila usually madaling kausap. They're very more forgiving. They're very understanding of people's limitations, but they're still very respectful. They can be as assertive as an American, but they can also be as respectful as a Malaysian or a Filipino. So I did not answer your question. Napaka-safe na sagot ko, no? O sige na nga, if I were to choose a specific, okay, I've never had a problem with Australians yet because I think they're so calm. Na kahit galit na sila, they just don't know how to be angry. And that's just who they are, I think. So, yeah, I would say that. Okay. Gladiators in suits. I need to go. It's 9:17. I thank you for being part of our session tonight. Diba? 18,000 likes on TikTok. Thank you, ha? I'm so appreciative of your likes. That says so much about us continuing what we do. So thank you for that. I hope you get to share. If you haven't yet shared this live session on your stream, on your feed, please do so. That's the only way for us to reach out to more people. If you haven't yet liked, please do so. It will also help us. I will try to go online. I'll try to go online this week. Right? By the way, nagtanong si Manabels, hindi naman po namin kayo pinipilit. So, hindi na po kailangan mag-online. I know, but I love what I do. I love going online because I love understanding what people think about their careers. It makes me feel grounded with what I do. I get sentiments about how people think about quitting. So, parang sa akin, research din ito. And at the same time, I feel good whenever I'm able to share my thoughts. Kasi it can potentially help someone in their career. So, that makes me a better person because I feel that I'm not keeping this all to myself for a living. Okay? So thank you. O sige, I will really find a way. I'll try my best to go online this week. Dapat I should, no? Kasi nakakaisa pa lang ako. Ang quota ko lagi usually is twice a week. So thank you. I hope you have a great week ahead. It's a hump day. And share your blessings with everyone. Thank you.